Hi everyone, this is Dr. Serge. Let's talk again about the immune system. It's an important topic, and we need to make sure that we are strong and stay strong in order to be able to fight viruses and bacteria and so on and so on. So first, let's talk about a story that I heard from one of my patients. I had this woman, she came to me some time ago. She was struggling from acid reflux, major reflux, GERD. Nothing was really working for her, and her PCP sent her to a GI doctor. So the GI doctor looked at her and recommended a drug, a medication. So that's mostly what they do at the end of the day is doctors recommend meds. So to suppress the symptoms, the problem. So the doctor recommended a PPI. PPI, a medication that suppress your body to make acid in your stomach. So when you have acid in your tummy, if you have too much acid, your body, the acidity can go up and causing the GERD and the reflux and all those problems that people have. And what they do using medication is they suppress this acid. But it has a lot of consequences when it comes to suppressing the acid, because your stomach has to be highly acidic. So your stomach has to be about 1 or 2 of pH, which is highly acidic, in order to process, digest food. So what happens is when people have reflux is your body is not able to process the food well, and it sits in your stomach, it rottens, and it causes all the gas and the bloating and the reflux at the end of the day. So the main cause of reflux is your diet, is what you put in your body. And the main cause of the main factor coming from your diet is sugar. So when you eat sugar, what happens is it weakens that small flap. So at the top of your tummy, between the esophagus and the tummy, there's a small flap. And the flap opens for the food comes down again into your tummy, and then it closes back up, back down when your tummy is full. So what happens when you eat sugar is that small flap doesn't close properly on your stomach, and it stays open. So the acid comes back through the flap and goes back up to the esophagus and the throat, causing the reflux. So the first thing is to eliminate sugar. So in order for that small flap, the muscle of that flap gets back stronger and can close properly, so the acid stays in your stomach. So that's the first thing you need to do, and it works. There's some natural remedies to help with that reflux, and the most common one that I use with really good success is apple cider vinegar. So if you take apple cider vinegar first thing in the morning with some lemon, for example, and with a glass of water, it helps to rebalance the pH at the tummy. So that's what you need to do. Eliminate the sugar, try some apple cider vinegar, peppermint is good, ginger, cardamom, aloe vera gel is also good to help with reflux. So what happens when you take that medication is more than 2 weeks is it can lead to two major issues. One is deficiencies in the body. So when you reduce acid in your tummy, your body is not able to process well the food, leading to malabsorption and deficiencies over time. So when the food is not breaking down like it needs to, it sits in your tummy, it sits in your gut, leading to rotten food, to gas, bloating, and bad breath, and so on and so on. So you have malabsorption. And then as another side effect of this increased pH in your tummy is you have a gut imbalance. Okay, we talked about the gut before. Is our gut is composed of bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi. So you need these 4 different types of microbes in your gut to have a good gut function. But when you take medications, you typically have a yeast overgrowth. So the yeast component of the gut goes way higher. So you have a yeast overgrowth taking over your stomach, your small bowel, your gut, leading to malabsorption, like I said, and leading to a decreased immune system. So that's my whole point is, so when you take those medications, you actually reduce your immune system function by having a gut flora imbalance. And as a matter of fact, there was a study that came out last week looking at COVID patients, people who actually died from COVID-19, and people who got the virus but recovered. And the people who die, actually, most of the time, most of them were on PPI medication. They were on medications that would disrupt the stomach of the pH. So like I said, when your pH is off, your immune system is suppressed, your immune system is down. So those people were exposed to the virus and they were not able to fight back. And then unfortunately they pass because the virus took over the body. So it's really important to address the first line of defense of the immune system, which is your tummy. So you have to take care of your gut. On a final note as well is when you eat food or drink water or drink liquids, most of the time those foods, drinks have microbes. That's part of life. The food that we eat are grown in the soil that have bacteria, that have parasites, that have all kind of fungi. So when you eat food that have microbes, and the food has to go in your tummy, of course. If your acid is off, those pathogens survive the stomach acid and go straight to the gut. But if you have a healthy, strong stomach that have a good pH, a good acid, those pathogens, those microbes die in your stomach and it doesn't go through the small bowel and the large intestine. So that's the first line. So we need to take care of your stomach by having a good diet. If you take any medications, work with your doctor to come up with a plan to get yourself off the medication so you can actually build back your stomach function. And that's something I do all the time in the office. Is when people come in the office with reflux medications. So that's the first thing we need to do, is to come up with a strategy to help your body to survive, to make it without medications. And it can be quite a process, because if you've been on medication for more than 2 weeks, you have the side effects of it, you have malabsorption. So there's quite a few things we need to look at, and it typically takes some time to rebuild back the stomach function to normal without taking medication. So that's something I do all the time with people. It's really common, actually, people dealing with reflux. And by the way, people who deal with reflux, typically they try something like Tums. At night, for example, when you have reflux, Tums is alkaline. It does help the stomach acid of this reflux. But Tums have aluminum in it. So aluminum, it's a metal that if you take too many Tums over time, get into your stomach and disrupt the lining of the stomach, and actually increases your risk of stomach cancer, for example, and reflux. So if you take Tums, you are most likely that vicious cycle that you depend on it to handle your reflux. So the goal is to look at what are your triggers, what triggers the reflux in your case, eliminate those foods, fix the stomach, and then you're good. And that's why that's important to have a strong stomach in order to have a good, healthy immune function. Hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, please let me know below. Otherwise, have a blessed day.